Today's podcast is brought to you by Inverted Gear. For all your jiu-jitsu needs, go to invertedgear.com. Save 15% off if you type in the coupon code ShowTheArt15 with no spaces. Our next sponsor is Chimera Coffee. That's Chimera Coffee with a K. They are a coffee brand that infused their coffee with nootropics. If you don't know what nootropics are, Google it. They can do a much better job at explaining it than I can. Go to chimeracoffee.com, type in the coupon code ShowTheArt for a nice little discount. Enjoy. Denny, thank you for coming on our show. For those of you who may not have heard of Denny, Denny is a
Supreme 10th Planetarian.
Eddie Bravo's first black belt and EBI number 2 champion.
It's a big deal.
My man, how are you, brother?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Happy to be on the show and enjoying my day already. It's off to a great start.
What's going on right now?
I'm actually in between teaching one of my classes. Actually, they're sparring right now, and have my 7:30 a.m. class here. And I love teaching first thing in the morning because I get to train. And when I was a kid, that's what I really wanted to do when I became a grown adult and I could run my life. I wanted to be able to, first thing, get up and train. And last 10 years of being my own boss, that's what it's been. So very, very happy, grateful for that.
Awesome, man. And are you preparing diligently for your next coming tournament? You're in EBI 7, right?
Yes. Well, preparation has already started. I had a European tour where I did a seminar tour. And right when I got back, Eddie told me, he's like, get ready, And I've actually... I never got off my diet. I've been on my ketogenic diet since the last tournament, since the last EBI that I participated in, which was EBI 5.
Yes.
And I'm actually on weight. I woke up this morning at 150 pounds. So I'm only 5 pounds over the weight limit. And I'm really happy about that because I'm not stressing at all about my weight. I've actually already made 45. I already made it when I was in Europe.
Nice.
And my training's been going really well. The model that we use, that I've finally tuned throughout all the EBI camps, it's pretty well tuned, and I've been using that model, and it's been getting tuned, and I'm very happy with the current results that I'm getting in training. Especially when I look at all the years of how I was doing in training. When I look back at my notes, as I'm reflecting, on my notes, I feel that I'm making the best progress right now on the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, the strength and conditioning coming together.
When you say your notes, what note-taking are you doing specifically? Like, how are you able to reflect on your past notes?
I have copious notes since the age of 12. Okay. I've always taken notes. I have notes like 15 and a half years of my jiu-jitsu training. I train with a higher level of people than I ever trained with today. And how I'm doing in training and how I'm learning, I can learn quicker now.
Okay.
I can learn quicker. I can learn quicker because I have a better understanding of what I'm doing.
So do you take notes before and after every class?
I take notes every day, yeah. I take notes throughout the day. It's always how it's been. It's just me taking notes on like what I learned. I'll tell you, it's real simple.
Okay.
Techniques that I learned from who I learned them, the date that I learned them, the name of the move. If I learned a concept, if I learned a strategy, I write it down. And then I don't keep track. I know who I tap. I don't write that down. I know who I tap. I don't write that down. I'm not the guy that,
keep tabs on that. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't do that. I don't think that's
no tabs on the tap.
My writing, when I look at my notes, it's more clear. There's more clarity. There's more clarity behind my jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And the way I look at jiu-jitsu is decision making. It's intelligent decision making. Obviously, we're doing jiu-jitsu with our body, but it's with our mind first. And it's just making decisions at the right time, and I feel that I'm getting better at making the right decision at the right time. Does that make sense?
Of course. You're making decisions on the spot against ever-changing movements.
Yeah. So you're saying writing them down beforehand gives you a little bit more clarity during the actual sparring match.
I just feel like there's more clarity behind my game overall. When I'm looking at my notes, when I'm looking at how I'm writing things, when I'm looking at how I'm understanding things as opposed to how I was. I feel like there's general overall clarity in my game, better clarity. Like when you're fighting, you need to be clear. The more clear you see things, the more clear victory is. Victory is more clear to the one that knows himself better and the one that knows his opponents better.
Boom.
Now, do you recommend it to your students to take notes and keep track of their training?
I say that like every day. They're probably sick of me saying that.
How many of them do it?
Oh, dude, quite a few.
Nice.
Quite a few. Some of them do it. Some of them have little notepads. Some of them have bigger notepads. Some of them write it on their iPhone in their notes. Some of them talk it into their phone. Like I like that method. It's very therapeutic for me. I like to talk.
So you're now talking into your iPad, into your phone, and letting it log the notes that way?
Yeah, I like to do that sometimes because, like, sometimes I'll be driving, like, and I can't write something down, so I'll just press the record button and I'll just record. It just helps me reflect on my training. It's just me meditating on my training, and it's just I feel better about it. You know what, dude? Maybe it's all complete bullshit, but I just feel better. I just feel better when I do that. I just do things that make me feel better about what I'm doing. Things that give me more confidence.
Sure.
I'm all about what makes Denny more confident. That's what I'm all about. Is it taking notes? Is it something as simple as that? Okay, cool. Take notes.
Nah, man, that's a beautiful thing. And I think, like you said, the ultimate goal is pure awareness the whole time in a match.
Yeah, and I can see note-taking as mental drilling. Just like we do the physical drilling, we drill techniques.
So fucking beautifully said. That was beautifully said.
Ooh, thank you, brother.
Which part? Who? Me or him? I want the credit, too.
It's mental drilling. Mental drilling. Dude, he hit it on the money because essentially it is mental drilling.
Yeah.
You're running paths. You're running paths in your brain. Now, if you look at the research that they've done on visualization, you'll see that if you're running the path in the brain, certain things, they fire as if it was physical,
I see.
As if you're physically doing it. So there is scientific research to back up visualization.
Yeah. And writing is just one aspect of mental visualization.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I know for a fact, last year sometime, I had to get some dental work done. And I was sitting in the chair for an hour, and I thought to myself, all right, what am I going to do for this whole hour? And I had just seen a technique Shanji Hibero taught. So I'm like, let me try and just visualize this one technique. And it was like a pathway to like 2 other techniques. And let me just try to visualize it and drill it in my mind. That's my goal for the hour. And I swear to you, like, that was the only drilling I did of those techniques. And I was able to see it in my rolls later on that day and the next day. Maybe I wasn't high percentage at it, but I was able to see it and find it. And it was pretty cool how powerful the experience was of just that mental drilling, just that mental visualization was.
Dude, that's fucking beautiful.
You're inspiring me right now to write.
So what you just described, right? That's happened to me thousands of times. Thousands of times, because so when I was younger, I went to this camp called J. Robinson Wrestling Camp. I'm pretty sure it's still around today, but it's an elite level wrestling camp for like high schoolers in America. It's either a 2-week camp or a month-long camp. It's intensive. You wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., you do your strength and conditioning, then you have your breakfast, then you do drilling, then you take a break, then you do hard wrestling, then you have lunch, take a rest, come back, then there's either technique or some kind of training again, and then the last thing that they did with us every night was visualization. So from an early part of my training, visualization has always been a big part. So I've always been into like spirituality or whatever you want to call it, new thought, occult shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And all these things that I've studied, they all talk about that your ability to see things is your ability to create, because you're co-creator in this life that you live. And you create first with your mind and your thought. First you think about something. The more you think about it, it comes into thought form. And then from thought form, it comes into physical manifestation. For example, as you're sitting down, you're sitting on a chair. Someone thought, I want to make a chair. They grabbed the idea of the chair. The chair, it existed. It was an idea. Then someone had a thought, like they have a thought of like how they want to put their chair together, right? But they had this mental creation. Boom. Then they start the physical manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. It happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's what a lot of what I've learned, like based on my research, everybody pretty much says that. That's a way of creating. So for me, it's always made sense I've always been motivated to visualize. It's very common for me to do like for example, the last EBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was, I had a staph infection. I was in the hospital for a week, and then I was in bed for, 2.5, 3 weeks at the house. I couldn't do shit. All I did was visualize,
Yeah. That's powerful, man. Would you say that that's common amongst all the high-level athletes of the world, visualization?
I mean, I think a lot of athletes do it, whether they're aware of it or not.
I see.
I mean, I think we're always visualizing, whether we're aware of it or not. If you're playing situations out in your mind, you're visualizing. Whether you're conscious of it or not is a different story. Because a lot of people, they're always visualizing. Because like for example, if you're thinking about something in the past or in the future, you quasi are visualizing about it, or at least your thoughts are on it, right?
Sure.
So it depends, man. It depends how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's kind of the link of when people say, oh, like Michael Jordan was obsessed with basketball, or this guy's obsessed. The word obsessed just means you think about and visualize
Constantly.
your thing. So in a sense, an obsession of your sport is a very good thing. And like you said, it kind of indirectly is visualization.
Well, here's another thought that I have on that.
Mm-hmm.
My thought on the obsession thing has always been this: the more hours you put into something, the better you get at it. Okay. Well, if this applies mentally as well, and all you're doing is you're thinking about jiu-jitsu, right? You're thinking about jiu-jitsu. You're visualizing jiu-jitsu. You're thinking about diet. You're thinking about strength and conditioning. You're thinking about the best mental. You're thinking about breathing, all this kind of stuff, how to make you better. And then you're doing all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get better. But I do believe by just putting your awareness, which means your brain cells, your mind is vibrating on that subject. By default, you're going to get better. Even if you're not really trying to get better, you're going to get better at it because you're focused on it.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you get better at. So like for me, right, I always think about jiu-jitsu. That's not something that I have to try to do.
Okay.
Something that I've always done. So I'm always going to get better by just doing what I do. Like you too.
Mm-hmm.
You love jiu-jitsu. You're just going to think about jiu-jitsu. Your IQ is going to improve. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
By you just sitting there and just thinking about your game, thinking about your role, and then let's just say your professor taught you something, and then you want to throw in 50 fucking reps. You want to visualize that. Boom, you're already getting better. You're getting better by meditating on it, right? Which is like, reflection. You're getting better by throwing in mental reps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is another type of training as well.
Sure. And just talking to you about it, just talking about another aspect of it, visualization, now makes me believe in visualization even more, which will directly improve my game, right? So we just kind of want to exhaust every single realm of improvement possibility. And just
that was huge what you just said right there, because we all just took it to the next level. Because our minds, all three minds, are engaged on the subject, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's three minds engaged on the subject. We're coming together, sharing ideas, and we're expanding together.
Yeah. It's not anything new, but sometimes we just need to be reminded and aware of what we're doing. Like, all right, talking about jiu-jitsu is going to make you better. Talking to your professor or your teammates is going to make you better. Thinking about it all day because you love it is going to make you better. Thinking about improving on it is going to make you better. Thinking about drilling it is going to make you better. Actually drilling it is going to make you better. All these things will make you better, but sometimes we need someone to tell us, hey, man, these are possibilities, whether you do it or not. So if you do it, pay more attention to it. Like you said, be more aware to it.
I love it. I love it. I love everything you just said. Perfect.
Awareness.
Perfect.
I said that.
You know, I mean, let's be real, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real. There's different belts: white, blue, purple, brown, black. Okay, yeah, and then there's black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So within the black belt, levels upon levels, levels upon levels.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you can watch two black belts roll and you see one black belt completely demolish the other level? Levels upon levels, my friend.
It's funny because we kind of wanted to talk to you about your physical drilling, like your physical preparation, what kind of drills you do, but it doesn't matter because it sounds like what you're talking about now, the mental, is far more important than any little tip anybody can give me to tweak my drilling, my physical drilling.
Well, dude, I do a lot of shadow drilling. If you look at Mastering the Rubber Guard,
mm-hmm.
the original DVD by Edgy Bra.
Your boy.
Yep, I love him. Shout out to him. He's actually having back surgery today. A quick, healthy recovery to my master. I love him. And, yeah.
Bruce, feel better,
so, dude, yeah, for sure, dude. Serious shit. Fucking, when we did Mastering the Rubber Guard, right?
Yeah.
There's Easter eggs in there of me doing the whole 10th planet system on kata. I've been talking about katas for years. At least 10 years. I've been teaching this way. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you exactly where I got it from. All right? When I was 4 years old, my parents put me in Taekwondo. I used to hate doing katas. I fucking hated it. Then time went on and I started doing jiu-jitsu. Then I realized I needed a drill, but no one had my work ethic. No one drills as much as me. No one does. At least no one close to me does. Like where I live.
Yeah.
Very hard for someone to fucking want to spend 3 hours straight on a drilling session,
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. For me, I was like, all right, fuck this shit, dude. I want to be able to drill my jiu-jitsu. And then, like, Eddie always told me, dude, the more numbers you put in, the better you're going to get. I always wanted to just get better. All I want is just get better. All I care about is getting better. And you know, like, my guillotines, my chokes, all day long. Man, for like 10 years at least, I every day I do at least 100 guillotines. At least 100 rear naked chokes. That's why I'm so good at them. And why when I fight I get those submissions.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are not mistakes. Like how Eddie Cummings gets his heel hook,
mm-hmm.
He practices that.
Sure.
That's not a mistake. That's not luck. That's training. That's dedicated training to his craft and art. Whoever, like, you know, these guys on the high level that they get these submissions, man, those guys, they put a lot of hard work and dedication into getting those moves.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not easy. Those are really, really hard, some of them, to get. And they require some serious numbers and some serious dedication to your craft, honing your craft, refining your craft, training with different people, different sizes, different belt levels. And then, like, one guy's going to give you a reaction this way. Another guy's going to give you a reaction that way. And then all of a sudden you start building a system.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you have Abe's own jiu-jitsu. You got Marco's own jiu-jitsu. You have their own unique jiu-jitsu style. Unique to you, your personality. You know, I don't know why you put the arm bar, the choke, the leg lock, that. Maybe that represents your personality. Something that says about you.
All of them.
I don't know what you do half guard. I don't know why you like to go fly. I don't know why the guy likes to go vaporizer straight jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All I know is that he does that thing that he knows how.
Let me segue into this.
I'm just talking shit.
No. This is great. This is great.
Good shit, though.
But going along with the physical, what do you think is the most important physical training to do for your craft? It could be sparring, it could be drilling, it could be positional drills. What do you think?
Being aware in the moment. Every fucking moment when you're doing whatever the fuck you're doing, so you're maximizing whatever the fuck you're doing.
Doesn't matter. Just do it and be aware.
Just do it and be aware and try and take that motherfucker to the next level. You want to be the best. You want to be number one. And if you're thinking any other way, I'm sorry to say this, you're thinking like a loser. I'm sorry. He's coming off a little too hard. I'm sorry. He's coming off a little too hard. That's how the fuck it works in fighting, dude. You know what? Martial arts. Warlike, art, someone that is successful or good at what they do. An artist is someone that's a high level performer, dude.
Absolutely.
I want to be creme de la creme performer.
Yeah, man.
When I fight, I think about being the best. I want to be the show too. I want to be. That's how I think.
That's why we're talking to you.
I guess. right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we find art in your game, and I mean, you can find art in anybody's game, but some shine more than others. And you've inspired through your competitions, and that's what led us to you today. And I feel like you've inspired me more than just your jiu-jitsu, just following your Instagram, just seeing you say, "Hey, I'm putting up these numbers in the kettlebell today," or "Hey, I'm dedicating this amount of time to kettlebell training and my conditioning." That's inspiring. Like it's amazing how much you can be inspired by someone you don't even know. And I feel like you have inspired me in that way.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And that's why sometimes I put those videos out. Hold on just 1 second. 1 second. I'm here for you.
Are you back, my brother?
I'm here for you.
How are you, my friend Danny? How are you?
Well, I'm doing well. I'm in for San Francisco. I'm training jiu-jitsu and I just teaching one class. I just miss it, guys.
How is your jiu-jitsu training? How is your drilling? Porra.
Well, my jiu-jitsu very good. My drill make very hard. I train very hard. Before I believe myself, I train all the time.
My friend, when is your next competition? What jiu-jitsu competition? Don't tell me Eddie Bravo Invitational. That's no competition.
Boy, that's some bullshit, that Eddie Bravo stuff. I'm gonna tell you. Nah. My next competition.
Yeah.
July 16th.
EBI. What are your predictions?
Victory.
Victory.
Woo.
Now.
That's it. That's
victory
it. Nothing else.
in all caps.
Nothing else, dude. Nothing else. Victory.
When you're in,
I'm in it. I'm in it, dude. Straight up. I'm in it to win it. If I didn't think I could win it, I wouldn't be here, dude. If at any point I don't think I got what it takes to be number one, I bounce. I'm not staying around, dude. Because I've been around. I've been around for fucking 10 years at this point, competing on the world class level. Actually, longer than that, 12. When I was 16, a lot of people don't know this about me. I took third in the Gi Pan Am as a blue belt.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. That was my very first international competition.
Nice.
I was 16 back then. I'm 28 right now. So, and I'll tell you this, but I feel like I'm at my best though right now. So I feel like I at least got 5 to 10 more years solid for sure.
Do you ever get excited to compete against somebody, or it doesn't matter? You don't give a fuck.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Is there anybody you're excited to compete against this time around?
Yeah, I really hope I compete against Eddie Cummings and Rafael Dominguez. Can't wait to face those dudes.
Nice, man. That's exciting to hear. What makes you excited about competing against certain people?
The fact that they're so good, and the fact that anything can happen, and the fact that I'm really testing myself.
Now
they're good. They're all really good.
Yeah,
they're all really good. And you know what? I want to fight all the best guys. That's who I want to beat.
You want to take their number. You want to say that, hey, I beat them, so that means I'm higher ranked in the world of jiu-jitsu because I've beaten higher ranked guys, right? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
I just want to be victorious, man. I just like to win. It's just simple. I just want the W. I hate losing. I fucking hate losing. I just fucking hate to lose, dude. I feel like shit when I fucking lose. Go look at the photos of me losing, and go look at the photos of me winning. When I win big, and when I lose big.
Yeah. When you're competing.
When I win big. When I lose big. There's no in between with me, bro. Because I'm 100%. This is all I do. Other people, they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh yeah, I compete in jiu-jitsu, but I'm a mechanic, or I'm a fucking bouncer or whatever. What do? I fucking teach jiu-jitsu full time, travel the world teaching seminars, and I compete. That's my job. This is my mission in life. That's why when I win, it means more to me than anything, and when I lose, it fucking crushes my heart.
Yeah.
And that's why you guys have always seen me. When I come back, I'm always better. When you're watching me, you're always watching a different Denny. You're never watching the same fucking guy. That's real clear when you watch my fight. If you look at my game's changed throughout the years. Oh, they're like, oh yeah, he's doing rubber guard. Oh, he's doing twist. It looks like the same stuff. Completely different. Look at the setup.
look at the setups. It might look the same to the blind eye, but that's evolved so much. And like, I'll tell you this, one of my favorite things about this whole jiu-jitsu thing is that when I first got started in, you know, like, the only guy that was playing rubber guard was Eddie. And then, you know, like, a bunch of guys from, like, my generation, you know, like myself, Sean Bollinger, Einstein, you know, we started doing our thing. And then now, like, the whole world is playing rubber guard. Nothing makes me happier than seeing the whole world play rubber guard, or seeing other dudes from other styles play rubber guard, watching them go for electric chairs, watching them go for twisters, watching the 10th planet techniques being hit in the UFC. God damn, that feels so fucking good when I see that shit. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, dude. When I was a kid, I got into jiu-jitsu, dude. It was pretty much just Gracie jiu-jitsu, the only style. And now I'm so fortunate. I got to be, by how things worked out, I'm part of a very special system and style. And now I get to see that getting hit all over the world. Nothing makes me happier than that. Nothing makes me happier than that. So I represent that, dude. I'm the first of my kind. And I'm very well aware of what I'm representing. So when I win, I really want to win and represent for my team. I love my master. I want to win for him. I love my master's master. Both Eddie and Jean-Jacques, they've given me so much, and I just want to give back to them and make sure I represent.
Damn,
and my dad and my dad and my mom too, you know, like straight up, dude. I think about this every day because people always ask me what my motivation is. Man, I see so many people, they don't do what they love, and I do what I love all the motherfucking time. And I'm so grateful for it. And my parents, man, my mom and my dad, my dad always used to tell me, Denny, yo te haga pasa por estar. Whatever you love, you can achieve. And you know, just them believing in me and them pushing me, and them, you know, even all these years, you know, they still have my back. They still have my back, you know, like my family, like they still show me a lot of love, and even now we do business together. You know, so like now like where I'm at now, my favorite thing about my life is that I have this whole jiu-jitsu life, and all I'm doing is just teaching and training, and every day I get to do this, and actually that's what means the world to me. That's what really means the world to me. When I really look at everything, and I'm looking at how all the whole 10th planet thing is going, and then every day I get to wake up, I get to teach jiu-jitsu, I get to train jiu-jitsu, and right now, dude, in this very particular moment in my life, I get to go for EBI, man. And I'm Eddie's black belt, first black belt, and, you know, fucking, I was the champ, and I'm about to be the champ again.
Ooh.
I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I've been on top. I've been on top of the mountain a couple of times. I know what it feels like. I'm going there again. You know, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I made a lot of really good changes in the last couple months. My diet really being one of them. And then, you know, eliminating certain people out of my life. Okay. That I felt were getting in the way of my training. So it's on.
Interesting.
On like Donkey Kong.
Now, I want to be mindful of your time, and we're running out of time here, but I want to go into one more thing about inspiration. I just want to ask you a few questions about inspiration, and the first two you can answer really quickly, and then the last one maybe elaborate a little bit more. Is that cool?
No problem.
So the first question is very short answer. Where is a location that can inspire you the most? In the car, in the bathroom, in the shower, on the mats?
I find inspiration everywhere. I feel like life is constantly talking to me, and my job is to pay attention. The question is, do I hear life or do I not? The key is to be in the flow. If you're in the flow, you can hear it and see it and smell it, touch it, taste it, and feel it.
What time of the day inspires you? When do you gain the most inspiration?
24/7, because I'm connected to life, and I'm always appreciating.
Now, finally,
I'm always appreciating life. Eddie Bravo always says, Denny, appreciate life. Denny, drill appreciation. Drill appreciation. Drill appreciation. I drill appreciation, bro. Oof. How about that? I drill appreciation. They drill techniques, I drill appreciation.
Can you elaborate?
They're drilling techniques, and I'm drilling my appreciation for jiu-jitsu, which is amplifying my love, and which is amplifying the love vibration within me, which is only elevating my shit to the next level.
So that's just a mindset shift while you're drilling, while you're training, like you said about being aware. It's just a mindset shift.
Tesla said it. Tesla's the greatest. Tesla and Einstein, greatest minds ever. I'm just parroting what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is vibration. Everything is vibration. I'm not like some fucking math genius or like some science dude or anything like that. But I do know this. I know that Nikola Tesla and I know that Einstein are two of the greatest human minds, and their contribution to human life is something extraordinary. And they knew some stuff that we did not know. I think I'm with them on that. I'm with the vibration thing. They say everything is energy, everything is vibration. Focus on the vibration you want. Simple, man.
Now, finally,
just focus on what you want.
Who is what is your biggest inspiration? Could be a person, could be anything. What is your biggest inspiration of all time?
Eddie Bravo. There's no bigger inspiration than Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo gave me the ultimate path to be myself. I'm me today. I ain't nobody else. I grew up watching Eddie be himself. I grew up watching him do his thing. And now I'm doing my thing. And we're doing our thing together. And that's the best fucking part. I love it. I love it. Of course, you know, my dad, my mom, big inspirations. Jean-Jacques Machado, massive inspiration, my hero from a young kid. I remember being in 7th grade and being in computer lab class, and I remember looking up his website, and now I get to train with him, and you know, it's like growing up a fan of Michael Jordan and then getting to play basketball with Michael Jordan, right?
Amazing.
I mean, you know, but man, Eddie more than anybody, dude. It would have to be Eddie, dude, just because there's so much of where I am, and it's all because of Eddie. I listen to him. You know, one of the most important things that you can do when you have a great coach, when you have a great teacher, when you have a great mentor, when you have someone that really knows what they know, you should listen to them. Like for me, dropping a 145 to do EBI, he said that. I won EBI at 55, dude. Of course, the last one I lost, but hey, I only had fucking 2 weeks of sparring behind that one anyway, so
yeah.
I could easily argue with him and be like, hey, you know, but nah, dude, like 45, Denny, make your way. Make your way. You go win it. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And then, all right, this is a jiu-jitsu podcast. The people that are listening to this, they're all about jiu-jitsu. So one of the best advices that I could give someone that's doing jiu-jitsu is listen to your coach, listen to your instructor. If they give you a piece of advice, like how many times have you seen a guy, like his instructor gives him an advice, but doesn't take it?
All the time, every single day.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is like, dude, but you know, obviously I know sometimes it could be hard to trust certain people because like there's some weird shit that happens in this world, but like, you know, you got someone good, you know, you got someone legit.
Yeah. Oos, man. Listen, man, we ran out of time, but I just want to thank you so much. Powerful interview. I really learned a lot. Do you have any parting words? Do you want to give any shout outs? Do you want to bless more knowledge?
Show the Art podcast, right?
That's what it's all about. This is literally what it's all about, man.
Boom.
It's all about showing the art. All right, yeah, all right, cool. Real quickly, I like to give a shout out. First of all, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate that.
For sure.
If you're interested in learning 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, 10thplanetjj.com, $4.99 a month. Eddie Bravo, I think we're at 105 or 106 episodes at this point. EBI 7, I will be competing July 16th. Will be live, UFC Fight Pass and pay-per-view. I'll be on. Gio Martinez will be on. Eddie Cummings coming back, defending champ. Rafael Dominguez, Quintera, Barry Yoshida.
Bill Cooper?
There's a bunch of other. Bill Cooper, yes, Bill the Grill Cooper. Yeah. Bill's one of the best Americans ever at my weight. Yeah, so, fucking awesome to have him in there too.
Sure.
There's a bunch of other really, really, really good dudes, and it's going to be a great show. We're going to battle it out for $20K, 5,000 every time we tap each other in regulation. Zero money. if we tap each other out in overtime. Shout out to my sponsors, Vape Exhale, the best vaporizing water bong in the game. DP300 gets you 10% off. North Beach Pizza Mission, San Francisco, 10% off DP300. On the mat, Newaza, sfgoldman.com. My strength and conditioning coach, Mark Rifkin. Mark, you're the best. He's the man, dude. GearYourStrength.com. And aside from that, if you're listening to this podcast, think about jiu-jitsu, breathe jiu-jitsu, train jiu-jitsu, believe in jiu-jitsu, and now go do some jiu-jitsu.
Dude, thanks so much. Good luck at EBI, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very large. I appreciate being on. And as we like to say, keep it 10. Late.